Hey Hector, so I'm going to tell you a story before I go and take the tracks and I head over to school. Today I have my Hydrostone final, and before that I have an enrichment class for like cranial, so we added a class for cranial because we didn't want to be done with Mickey yet. So we were like, no, let's add another class in there. And so she goes, okay, we'll just do like an enrichment class. So excuse me. So we went ahead and, that's today our enrichment class. And, so my Hydrostone final, but only the hands-on, so only me physically doing it, is happening today. And then Wednesday of next week is when we do our written. So, it's all gonna be done. Alright, so let me tell you about that Rachel woman, real quick, and then, if you want, we can always talk on the phone because there's some additional stuff, but I'm just going to tell you the story. And like I said, I'll even send photos too if you want to read stuff. Because I took pictures. I always do because evidence. But she didn't even see the last comment I put, but it's fine because, whatever. At least I don't think, because she most likely would have said something. Anyways, so there was this interpreter woman that was in, my class, because there were two of them, and then they ended up switching off, and then one interpreter, she ended up getting a job, so she had to leave, and we had to say goodbye to her, and then we got another one, and then there were some that were repetitive, like floater people that like would come like if the other one wouldn't. But it was really nice because we considered the interpreters like our classmates. Like we were close to the interpreters. We loved talking to them. It was really cool, like, and everything. And we really enjoyed them because there's like I said, there's a deaf woman in our class. So she's married, by the way, the deaf girl. She got married because she, fell in love with this guy, and he already had a kid. And, they were, really perfect for each other. And it was so cute because I saw one time he was trying to do sign language with one of her deaf friends and everything because he wants to learn, and I loved it. It's adorable because it shows that he really wants to, be a part of that world. And, is very accepting of, knowing that she's deaf and this is the world she kind of lives in. And so it was really cool seeing. So I'm really happy. They seem like a perfectly happy married couple, and they seem awesome for each other. Well, anyways, as I was saying, so there was this interpreter named Rachel, and she was the one that was consistent. She stayed the whole time. Until the deaf woman left our class early because she had a lot of sickness and missed a lot of classes, and I think she decided to just kind of do it differently when she added herself to another class. Well, anyways, so the interpreter Rachel, I had posted this one post, okay? And it said, someone had posted something, and then someone commented on that post, and it was just an image of it, someone took a picture of it, and I just reposted it because it was funny, and it cracked me up. And it said, white people say, "Get these away from me," when they had a few chips. And then it said underneath, the comment was, "They also say Happy Father's Day and thanks for the warning, officer." And I cracked up, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I reposted it because I was like, that's funny. And what ended up happening is the interpreter Rachel, she said, "That's pretty racist, Carly." And I said, "It's a joke." And I said, "If you look at all of it, it's not polite." because, you can take what they said about white people wrong, and you can take what the joking like comment was wrong. You can take it all as an insult. But I don't see how it would be, how it would be, a racist thing to her, when it's clearly a joke, and it's not like I'm personally poking fun. But, if she thought I was trying to be racist, I explained to her, like I said, it's just a joke. If you look at all of it, it all can come off badly. I can be insulted about what they said about white people. I can be insulted about what they said that was a typical thing that they for like black people. That is either true or is more of a lie. Not saying that, some of that stuff hasn't happened to black people, but I know a lot of people in general from different races that all have absent fathers. And I know there are different races that get taken to jail. So it's like, anyways, I'm not going to go into the political part. Anyways, like I was saying though, it was just meant for a joke. Just something to like laugh about. And then she decided to say it's racist. And then I went, and then she responded to it saying like, well, you can't make jokes at other people's expense. Like, you can't make jokes about people who are like part of the LGBT community, and you can't make fun of people who are a different color than you. You can't make jokes about like this and that. And the only thing, she goes like, for me, I can only make jokes about being straight, female, white, and Mormon. And like stuff like I have that for me, you can't make jokes about any other race but within your own, or your sexual orientation, or your gender, or your religion, and stuff like that. I was just thinking to myself, I'm sorry, but what world are you living in? Because the one I live in, you can freely do that, and with people with a functioning brain can understand exactly. Oh crap. Sorry, I just realized my mom was supposed to drive me today because my dad had to take the car. Ooh. Crap, she's probably gonna have to drop him off then. Anywho. Done screwed up on that. So, it was creature of habit, sorry. I'll have to just continue on. I'll have to let my mom know and be like, I forgot, and I took the car. Crap. Anyways, well, let me just quickly go on with this, and then I'm gonna just wait for the tracks to come. Well, like I was saying, so we ended up going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, it's good. I guess you can. I wouldn't consider it, but I guess you can. Dark humor, that whole joke post thing. And I'm like, it's just, it's just like some dark humor. Like, I wouldn't, like, I don't find joy in, like, hurting other people. I'm just saying, but, like, dark humor is, like, it's going past boundaries. That's what dark humor does. You go past a boundary that other kinds of humor and other people you don't go to. But for you, anything can be a joke. You can make a joke about anything, and it's not to go and put a dagger into your heart, but it's just for you to laugh. Like, you don't have boundaries about stuffs. Now, it depends on your dark humor. Like, some people do, but, you know, like, for me, there are some stuff that I wouldn't joke about. But that's just because it's a boundary with me. Now, other people may not care at all and just joke about whatever and anything. But within dark humor, I have my own, like, boundaries, like, that I put. Because I'm like, I'm not going to talk about that. Like, I wouldn't joke about the Holocaust. Or, like, 9/11 or something like that. Because I see that as something more serious and not to joke about. Or, like, joking about, like, people who, like, go to war and, like, going off in the Middle East and stuff like that. Because, again, it is personal, because, like, I had a dad who went to the Middle East twice, and it's just, like, something where it's, like, I take far more serious, but that's just me. But other stuff I can joke about. Now, and if other people, they don't have that boundary, it's fine, and I understand. I'm not gonna get pissed off that they decided to make a joke, because they're allowed to make a joke, and it's not a problem. But what I'm saying is, you know, she kept going back and forth with me, saying stuff, and then saying I was a mean and rude person because I was trying to laugh at other people's expense and their oppression. And then she puts in quotations, because you've never experienced oppression. And I'm like, okay, the people you're saying experience oppression aren't experienced oppression. Oppression are like the women in the Middle East, that the only way they're able to, you know, be acknowledged that they had been raped is if there were 9 witnesses to the rape. And they have to be men. Like freaking Sharia law shit over there. So you can't go ahead and tell me that, oh, Mexicans and all this are oppressed. You're not oppressed. You're living in America, you idiot. You're living in America where you have far more freedom, and you are able to say and do almost anything within, like, the laws that are here. And you're not going to be beaten for it. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't racist people around who are going to infringe upon your freedom and try and take it away. Because, yeah, there are people here that are like that. And there are people like that all over the world. But America is the most free country in all of the world. Like I said, America is not perfect. But they have the foundation of perfection. And that was instilled a long time ago by, you know, during 1776 is when they, like, put it all together. Okay? And so we have that. Now, of course, I do feel like there are a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed because it is so screwed up. I don't know how to fix it, but if I can come up with a way to help fix crap, you know, like, talk to some people and, like, really understand it better, and then maybe find a way to help the people it's supposed to be helping, then yeah, I definitely would be willing to do that. Sorry. But it's not that easy. It's really not that easy. It's very much a struggle to get the right things done, which is crazy. But moving on, so she was saying stuff like that and saying I was a mean and rude person and that I was making fun of people's oppression and that I was doing it at the expense of putting my pain over, of what I have felt and projecting it to other people and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, you're not understanding. I was saying dark humor is when you take the darkest thing and you give it a little bit of, you give it light, even if it's just a little bit. I said, I want to go and, like, poke fun and make fun at other people for the joke and everything because I want to hurt them or anything like that. I said, I'm just making a joke. And if they were to tell me, I would be then cautious about it and be like, oh, and apologize and say, to reassure them, of my true intentions, that, oh, I'm not making a joke because I know that, or I didn't know that, and so I'm, I'm not making the joke for it to be a personal attack on you. I'm just making a joke. Now, if you have felt that way, then okay, maybe you haven't, that's something that is still like something you're not going to get over with, or it's still raw for you. And I understand that, and so I'm not going to go and try and poke fun at it, because I understand like it's a situation where it's a little more difficult. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop saying that joke. I'll say it to other people that I know I can say that around, and even if they've had, that kind of stuff happen to them and they're fine with it, but I will be, I would apologize to the other person and be like, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't a personal thing, it was just a joke that I was making. It wasn't a personal attack on you. Sorry if it felt that way. That wasn't what I intended the joke to be. But I'm sorry to hear that, and that is a terrible thing, and it should not be happening to people at all, because people should be able to have that and experience that. And I'm sorry that, I'm sorry about that, about, the joke. And I would say that to someone. I wouldn't mind. I have enough freaking humility to be able to do that and, not be so prideful and be like, well, screw you, you have sticks up your butt. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I did not mean for that, it wasn't personal. And I would do that, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop saying that joke. I'm going to say that joke. I'm going to tell it to other people that I can tell it to and laugh about it. And with that person, I'll just understand, like, okay, if it's something like that, then I'm going to have to assume that they probably don't like these jokes either, and it's best not to say them around them, because they're probably not going to like them. So it just means I'm going to have to be cautious with my humor around that person, because of what state of mind they're currently at. But like I said, it doesn't mean I stop saying or stop having my humor. It's just I have to hide more of the humor because it's not something that someone's prepared to handle, And that's fine to do. Like, it's not a big deal. But as I was saying, so that happened. And she's like going back and forth with me, and she's like telling me what kind of person I am because of the joke and crap like that. She goes, "Take care, Carly," and I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the hell? And I was gonna type some, and like a huge long thing, but then I decided to just be like, oh, peace. And then I thought about it more, and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna say something. So I ended up saying something, and I'm like, you know what? You don't get to say what kind of person I am, telling me that I'm mean and rude, and it's like, and whatnot. And I ended up saying, like, you don't belong in my life and crap like that. I respect what you do, meaning like what she does, like her life and like interpreting for the deaf and all that other stuff. But I'm like, you do not belong a part of my life and everything, it's. And whatnot. And then I said goodbye. And then I had friends, which I never asked them, but I guess, when it popped up and whatnot, they looked at it. And I had a friend named Jaisha Lee who looked at it, and she goes, I thought it was funny. And she did like laughing face and then like a kiss kind of thing. And I was like, thank you. And she's like, and then she like, sending love my way with a heart. And then I had Lexus, who stood up for me, which she didn't have to, but of course she, she went ahead and did anyways, because she's that kind of sweetheart. And she was just like, people have sticks up their butt. and like really like to I'm really like to have a problem with people and like to call things racist now and whatnot and do that crap. And she said it's just like, you know, annoying and all that because that doesn't need to happen and all that. And so she was like, it's a joke, like calm down and whatnot. And then I was like, you're so freaking sweet, like thank you so much and whatnot. And then I had another friend who was like, she's like, who also agreed and was like, and was saying like yeah, like she's like, yeah, like it's funny, Carly, don't worry about it. And Alexis had said to me in the comments, she goes, she said about me, she's like, Carly is like the most understanding and nice person, and how could you say something like that when you know her, you know what kind of person Carly is? How could you call her like a mean, rude person if you supposedly like know her? And I was just like, oh damn, like the amount of freaking respect. I was like, goodness gracious, like I have some pretty awesome people in my life, and I'm so happy that, you know, I have them. But of course, like I didn't, it wasn't like, oh, I can't defend myself, but it was nice to know like when people have your back. Yeah. So I'm gonna end it now. It's been an extremely long video. Like I said, I'll send you the photos that I took of the conversation between me and her. And then, you know, just watch this video for just like the extra stuff. Yeah, bye.